I meditated for 100 hours and 10 days in silence, and this is what's happened. Yo, my beautiful people. Today I'm finally going to speak to you about the joys of Vipassana meditation, how it's affected my life, how it's changed my psyche, how it's impacted the people around me, how I think is the technique of meditation that's really going to change the world, and it's really going to change where this world goes, how we're going to progress further, and the evolution of the human consciousness on this planet. So let me just give you an idea of what Vipassana is. Vipassana is just seeing things as they really are, with no attachments and no cravings and no aversions. So my first Vipassana course, I'm just going to give you a run round of what I did and how I come across it. My first Vipassana course, I had no idea what I'm getting myself into. So it was just a random YouTube video that just really spoke to me, and I really wanted to try Vipassana as a technique, but I had no idea what to expect. So I went to this center, signed up for the course, and attended this 10-day meditation retreat. On day one, I realized that, wow, this is the most intense thing I've ever done in my life. Sitting there with no contact with anybody, with complete silence, no phones, no music, nothing, just you and your mind and your thoughts. And that's exactly why it's so beneficial and so life-changing. So Vipassana is just seeing things as they really are. You sit there for 3 days straight. For the first 30 hours, you just sit there and you just observe your respiration. You just observe as it is. Respiration as it is. As it comes in, as it goes out. You're sitting there for an hour and an hour and an hour and an hour, with breaks in between, of course. And you're meditating and you're concentrating your mind, which is called samadhi. Your samadhi is the concentration of the mind. Once you get to a certain point, first you realize how much your mind is a monkey mind, and it jumps from branch and branch and branch and branch like a monkey. And it basically is your mind saying, what are you doing, mate? You should not be here. This isn't for you. You can't do this. But you get certain times, even like a minute or 2 seconds, 2-3 seconds, where your mind's completely silent and you're just aware of your breath. And you just realize it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. And you could imagine after 10, 20, 30 hours, your brain really starts to get tamed. You know, your brain is the most powerful thing and your psyche is the most powerful thing. But if you don't use it as a tool and you allow it to use you, then you're never going to succeed in life, and we're never going to create a revolution on this planet. Because you need to tame your mind, and your mind is like a gorilla or an elephant. If it's wild, there's no way you're going to be able to use it to your advantage. But if you tame it, you could have many advantages in your life. So this is what Vipassana did to me. On day 3, I got my mind all ready to go. I'm aware of sensation. I'm aware of my respiration. So the sensations come after. I'm aware of my respiration. It's all good. It's very tough. I'm wanting to quit. Day 2, day 3, I'm like, I'm going to get out of it. But I have a very stubborn personality, so that was not happening. On day 4, you learn Vipassana. So just to put it simply, you're basically doing a body scan, but because your mind is so concentrated, you are able to feel every tiny little particle in your body, every tiny little sensation in your body. Your mind is so concentrated that you're able to feel all of these things. It's difficult to imagine because you have to experience it, but you could imagine that because your subconscious is always feeling out for things. When you're sleeping at nighttime and the mosquito comes into your room, you're sleeping, but that mosquito sits on you. You're gonna wipe it away, right? You're gonna wipe that mosquito away. So your subconscious, if you can call it that, your subconscious mind is always feeling out for some sensations and wanting you to react to them for your protection, just because it needs to, because that's how we survive as human species for thousands and thousands of years. So when you're sitting there and you're observing your sensations and you realize that you have all different itches and pains and aches and all of this, you're aware of all of those and you're aware of them without attachment. You're just realizing that they are impermanent, and that's what they're teaching you. They are teaching you just to be in the moment and realizing that no matter what sensation you are experiencing in your body, this is important. No matter what sensation you're experiencing in your body, it's gonna pass. And if you are experiencing the most blissful state, which is what happened to me on like day 5 or 6, the most ecstatic, blissful state, if you're attached to that sensation, you're gonna be in suffering. You will be suffering. If you're having the most painful neck or the painful leg or painful back when you're sitting there and not moving, because after day 4 they teach you to sit in aditana, which is sittings of strong determination, when you shouldn't be moving your body. When you're sitting there for an hour and not moving your body, you're gonna get extreme pains and aches. But what you have to realize, that physical pain is not a mental pain. You're creating, the physical pain is real and it's impermanent, but you're creating mental pain because you're thinking about it and thinking, oh, it's my pain is hurting me, right? And this is what happens in life. So basically, what Vipassana teaches you, it just tells you, right, this pain is there, it's a sensation, it's impermanent, it's gonna pass. It's sensation is gonna pass. And just see it for what it is. See it as it is, right? Vipassana means insight. See it as it is. So you're sitting there for another 60 hours of meditation and you're just practicing in and out, right? You get to a certain point where, obviously, depending on how far down the technique you go, like I've been to these meditations for 3-4 courses now, 10-day courses. So I've meditated for 400 hours plus practice every day as much as I can, and also try to go and help out, because I realized that this is the way forward, and this technique is so non-sectarian. It will allow humanity to progress further because it's your truth, right? So you get to a certain point where you're getting tiny sensations and tingles everywhere in your body, right? And it feels like the most blissful state, but also it is impermanent. It will pass and you really don't have to attach to it. But the way I see it, it's like, if you know about quantum physics and quantum entanglement and quantum particles, everything is waving. All the atoms inside are waving and wavelets. They're always changing. Your mind is so concentrated after 60, 70 hours of just sitting there in aditana, strong determination. Your mind is so concentrated that you're able to feel tiny little wavelets and particles inside of your body just buzzing with complete, and it feels good. It feels amazing. But this is exactly how I overcome my addictions, because I've realized that this feeling that I'm craving of ecstasy, this feeling of ecstasy that I'm craving is impermanent and is going to pass. So when I come back to real life, I was able to notice myself and observe myself from the back and be aware of these sensations, and realize when a craving comes for substance, I'm just understand that it's impermanent and it's going to pass. And they completely allow me to be sober for nearly 2 years now. So that's how Vipassana is so powerful, and it's most definitely recommended. I could speak about this for a very long time, go into details of how the courses run and how important it is for the volunteers. So everything is run on donations. You go there to the Vipassana course, everything is run on donations. Everyone there is a volunteer, no one gets paid, and it's so beautiful because it really allows you to get the technique exactly how Buddha taught it. Yes, so you can donate money at the end of the course, but you don't even have to. You can just help out. And day 10 is the most amazing day. So on day 10, the silence is broken. You're able to speak and you feel full of love and ecstasy and kindness and compassion. And they teach you metta meditation, which is this love and kindness meditation, where for 9 days you've been internally concentrating on yourself. On day 10, they call it like a crash pad. You push all that love out there to the universe, and they teach you to basically like a meditation or mantra or something like that, where it's like, may all beings be happy and peaceful and loving, may all beings feel this infinite dharma. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing as well. So in life, when negative situations happen, I am able just to observe them and not react, because no matter what happens in my life now, I have this practice that allows me to completely change the way I see situations. When something ecstatic is happening, I don't attach to the feeling. I'm just allowing it to be there as it is and enjoying it, realizing that it will pass like the seasons, completely cycle in and out, in and out. It doesn't matter that it's raining because it's going to be sunny soon. It doesn't matter that it's snowing because it's going to to be sunny soon. Don't get attached to the sun too much because it will be raining soon. Everything is changing. Everything is impermanent. And the staying equanimous is the most important thing that Vipassana teaches you. So you could imagine how this really, it will allow you to take control of your life and see the truth within yourself, because there's no belief, right, that Jesus had taught you this thing, or Muhammad taught you this thing, or Buddha taught you this thing. It's like, no, you need to experience this truth, realize that these sensations are there, realize that your body and your subconscious is always responding and reacting to these sensations, and just observe it from the outside. And you're never going to be able to have the experience outside of Vipassana retreats. So you need to go to, I believe it's called dharma.org. There's centers all around the world. You can sign up for a 10-day course. They will provide you with food, accommodation, everything that you need just to meditate. Everything is done on donations. Just be mindful that it's vegetarian, so there's no meat. Also, you have no food after 11 o'clock. You can have some fruit as a new student. You have breakfast, and then you have lunch, and then you have fruit at 5 o'clock. And you are meditating most of the time. It is the most difficult thing I've done. But as the course progresses from day 1 to day 10, it feels like going from hell to heaven. It really does. And I know many people that I've spoken to in my life. I've gone to these courses and I've got the benefits, and they have really benefited from the technique and their life has changed. But also I know 1 or 2 people where they've quit halfway through because it was too intense for them. But if you really wanted to change your mind and change your life and really, really start this revolution within yourself and for this world and for this planet, Vipassana is the way forward. So the teaching came from Burma, and in Burma they basically said that this technique will be lost for 2,500 years, and then from Burma will come to the motherland, which is India, and from India it will spread all across the world. And this is exactly what's been happening, and it's completely changing the world, and you really need to try this Vipassana. If you're serious about health and well-being and mental resilience, and you've tried everything, Vipassana is the way forward. I've tried so many things in the past and I had no idea what the truth is. I listened to religions, Bhagavad Gita, and I've read the Bible and the Torah, and all of it has very many truths, but everything requires belief. This is a technique that will allow you to look within, and you'll be able to experience pure blissfulness states and not be attached to those blissfulness state, right? So get to dharma.org, get yourself on this Vipassana course, and then let's change the world, because this is the way that's going to happen. And I remember saying this to the people that was around me. I was like, I finally found a way. I used to think it was psychedelics. I used to think that, magic mushrooms or these kind of substances will allow people to open the gateway to a higher realm or higher experience, which they do. But what happens is it feels tainted. When you come out of a psychedelic trip, you don't remember it. It's very tainted. With Vipassana, it's the most purest form. I hope this video has convinced you to get on this Vipassana course, because you've got to do it, right? It's the most profound thing that you're going to give yourself as a gift. 10 days in pure silence to get meditating, and then get this technique up and ready for you to start this revolution with me. So let's get it done. Let's change this world with love and compassion. Peace out.